Welcome back to Celly Entertainment. I'm your host, Ryan Vincent, and tonight we got the Celly Spring Classic 2026 recap and the Celly mini documentary part 2. Let's go.
Skates hit the ice, let the games begin. We play for the fights, the glory, the wins. And we play to play well. From the dub to the A to the E to the shell. Everybody trying to get a goal. Celebrating, go and take the bucket off and let the letters flow. Cause anything can happen and you never know. We just racking up the stats, go and measure those. And you know we got dangles. Shots come from every angle, too much to handle. Hit the back of the net and gotta aim it. You tuned in to Celly Entertainment.
Now, if you watched part 1 of the mini documentary I dropped last year, you kind of get a little bit of inside info on the whole Terminator spiel and how I said that was kind of the origin story of the hockey part of Celly Entertainment, but this actually digs way deeper than that. This goes all the way back to when I was in high school and I was a skateboarder and I got my first camera. Let's dive into it. I was about 13 or 14 years old, and I grew up playing ball hockey, street hockey, road hockey, soccer, baseball, all the organized sports you could pretty much play back then. But when I hit high school, around grade 9-ish, all my friends that I started to hang out with then and the new people that I met, they were big into skateboarding, and I've never touched a skateboard in my entire life. So this was brand new territory for me, and it literally took my world by storm. Everything else was awesome. Organized sports are great, but that skateboard, man, there's literally no better feeling in the world when you just hop on that board and you just ride. It's the most freeing thing that I've ever felt in my life. My friends, they've been shredding for a while that I was hanging out with then, and I could barely ride the thing. But I wanted to be in it. I wanted to be in the scene. So along comes my very first camera. I believe it was, and now I could be wrong, an old school Panasonic, but I remember you had to put the mini VHS tapes right in there, and this is how it all started. This is literally the origin story of Celly Entertainment. Back then you had, the Rodney Mullins versus Daewon songs. Thrasher was still around. Tony Hawk was in his prime. All those skaters that you see, like in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, that was the era that I was in. And it just made you want to go out and shred. But I couldn't shred. The next thing I thought of was making videos. Now back then there was no Instagram, there was no TikTok, there was no shorts or anything like that. YouTube was still fairly new and it just featured full-length videos. So that was the direction I went in. My idea was to go out, film my buddies, shred all around, and make our own homemade skate videos, and that is exactly what I did. I think the first video I made was 97 or 98. It was called like Delta Boys, and it was just us shredding around the streets in North Delta, mainly just, ollieing gaps. And I think at one point when I first learned to kickflip, I had a little video part where it was 2 minutes of just straight me kickflipping everywhere around North Delta because I was so hyped that I learned that trick. Fast forward a little bit and we're getting into when ND Skate Park was built. That was pretty much my home growing up from 16, 17 all the way to like 23. And obviously as time goes, I started to progress. Now I wanted to be in these videos more. I could land a couple more tricks, I could ride with the board, and that all kind of transitions over to Celly. This is why I'm bringing this whole thing up, because the film quality that you see in Celly Entertainment wouldn't be what it is if I didn't start off riding a skateboard, learning how to film through the elements. There was no gimbals back then, there was no machines you could use, stabilizers, this and that. It was literally me with a camera and a skateboard, learning how to push through the rough terrain and keep the camera as steady as possible. And that now all transitions over to the high quality film that you see. And that's why this is so important to the Celly Entertainment origin story. Now, skateboarding was a big journey for me, but along that journey, I actually linked up with 4 very talented individuals: Ryan DeCenzo, Scott DeCenzo, Magnus Hansen, and Scott Tyson, along with Devin and Craig Stewart and all these other skaters that were very talented. And we all connected like this, and that was our lives for 3-4 years, was just You know, back then I didn't have a job. I was just living at home, skateboarding, and we would just skateboard every day and make these videos. They were called Buddies videos. They were just for us. And it was amazing. There was nothing like it. Over the course of time, I helped make these kids sponsor videos, helped them get sponsored by Coastal Riders, which was one of the biggest shops back then for skateboarding. And I mean, the eye was on them. And I mean, the rest is history. I think Ryan DeCenzo is pro now. I'm not too sure about the rest of them, but if you look at their footage online, they all shred. And yeah, it was a part of history. It's a part of history of Celly Entertainment. And I mean, I'm blessed to be a part of it. Now, as the years went by and surrounded myself with all these very talented skateboarders, I naturally got a little bit better. At the peak, I didn't know it then, but I was actually a decent shredder on the mountain and on a skateboard. And you can check it out right here. Throw back a clip.
Do you remember we had dignity, sanity, a world to trust instead of biting fingers till they bleed? Do you find joy in all your shallow hell of empty noise? Our world is burning, but they'll keep on selling broken toys. Whoa, this can't be it, this can't be it now. Whoa, this can't be it, this can't be it.
Now, right after all that, I ended up having a kid, getting a good union job, and I actually got injured, which I'm still dealing with today. It's a lifelong injury. I didn't touch a board for many, many years, I think about 10 years, but I decided, you know what? I'm 33 years old. I think I might still got it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your core history in Celly Entertainment. Again, the quality that you see here, the editing, the filming, everything that I do and put into this, it would not be possible without the foundation of skateboarding. So I literally give all my credit to the camera and everything else of skateboarding. It is what made me who I am today, and it's made the quality that I can film today. I don't use gimbals, I don't use any machines. I'm just freehand. If you see me around the rink, you'll just see a guy with a camera. You probably don't expect to see the quality of footage that you see come out on YouTube after with your video, but that is exactly why it is that quality. So thank you, skateboarding. You've made me who I am today. Now, with all that being said, let's dive into the Celly Spring Classic. So the very first weekend of the Celly Spring Classic, I believe we only had 5 teams, and we kind of planned it out this way just to dip our toes into it and, you know, get into it. It was the 2014 division with the Lions Hockey Club, Port Moody, I believe A1, A2, Chilliwack Junior Jets, and Everett from the USA. And man, what a weekend it was. It ended up being the Lions Hockey Club taking the AAA division, and Port Moody, both of the teams ended up being in the finals for the AA, A1 versus A2. I believe A1 took the championship, so they're getting their name forever engraved on the Celly Spring Classic trophy. And yeah, you can have a look at the highlights of that weekend right here.
I am waiting for a bus at the end of the night, under street lamp, red face flamed by the light. I'm going away.
Diving into weekend 2, we had 2 different divisions. We had the 2016 division, which I believe had 10 teams, and then we had the 2013 division, which I think had 5 or 6 teams, and both of those divisions were action-packed. We had 2 championship games for the 2016 division. Tier 2 was the Roosters taking on the Port Moody Icebreakers, who registered their 2016 team. So Port Moody had a chance to go back-to-back in both weekends and be the winners of 2 separate weekends. But the Roosters had other plans. This game went into overtime. It was an absolute barn burner of a hockey game. No one knew what was going to happen, and then the Roosters came out, had a golden opportunity, and they capitalized on it, taking the Tier 2 championship. Now for Tier 1, the Bandits made it to the championship and the Hornets Gold made it to the championship. Both of these teams were 2017, but they couldn't make the weekend, which was 2017. So they came into the 2016 division, made it all the way to the championship, and blew away teams on the road. That game was probably one of the most exciting games, which is crazy because if you think about it, 2017 compared to U18s and U15s, what could it be? But man, I tell you, it was something special. I remember at one point of the game, the Hornets Gold got the go-ahead goal. I thought that, okay, this is it, the Hornets Gold, they're off to victory. And then the Bandits came back. I remember a hook pass from Woodruff right out front, hit the open man. The Bandits tied it up, and then Woodruff right after comes around, does the same style of button hook, but instead of the pass, he hooked it right into the back of the net to get the game-winning goal, and the Bandits won the 2016 championship. Check out some of the highlights of the 2016 division. Moving right along, we got the 2013 division. We got through the tiering after a couple round robin games. It ended up being 4 teams for the AA and 2 teams for the AAA for the championship, which made things balanced. Now for the AA, it was the Mighty Ducks taking on the Jaguars, and prior to the championship game, the Jaguars faced off against the Mighty Ducks. They were up 2-0, and then the Mighty Ducks mounted a crazy comeback, ended up taking that game 4-2. For the championship game, the Mighty Ducks came out swinging, and they've really never looked back. Although the goaltender for the Jaguars, Dubé, was absolutely lights out. He gave his team the best chance that he could, but the Mighty Ducks were too much, and they ended up winning the championship. For the AAA division, the Hornets took on the other guys, and they had a best-of-2 series. So the first game, the Hornets won. The second game, which was technically the championships, if this one went into a tie or the Hornets won, they won the championship. If the other guys won, then it would go into a sudden death overtime. But there was no need for that. This game actually ended up in a tie. Even though the Hornets were down 2-1, they came back, they tied it up, which amounted to them winning the AAA division. Check out some of the highlights of the 2013 division. On to weekend 3. There was 2 divisions, the 2017 division and the U15 division. Now the U15 division had a rec division, a AA division, and a AAA division. And the 2017 had Tier 1 and Tier 2. Starting off with the 2017 division, the Chilliwack Junior Jets and the Wildcats made it to the championship game for Tier 2, and what an absolute barn burner of a hockey game that was. The Chilliwack Junior Jets ended up taking the championship, although it was close all the way through until the bitter end when they pulled away, and I mean, what a game. For the U15 rec division, things were a little scrambly. This was our very first time trying a recreational division. Tiering was a little off, but it amounted down to the NS Hawks and the Pylons in the championship game. And what a battle that was, all the way through until the end. I believe it was tied up, and till the latter half of the third period, and the Hawks kind of flew away with it. They took home the ship. Tier 2 of the U15 division was the Diablos White taking on Boss Hockey, and that was honestly another one of my favorite games this entire tournament. It was close all the way through, but the Diablos White just won their very first championship game in the Celly Spring Classic. Now the AAA division, the Diablos Black made it there, taking on the Fraser Valley Sturgeon. This was a game that everyone was hyped for, and it was a battle the entire way through, but the Diablos ended up taking the championship, so that is 2 back-to-back championships they took in the U15 division. It was absolutely insane. Check out the highlights. Weekend 4. This was all U18 and it was probably our busiest weekend out of them all. We had the single A division, the double A division, and the triple A division, all with 6 teams in each of them. Probably your biggest U18 tournament that you'll see here in the BC Lower Mainland. There's not many around, but I mean, who doesn't want to be on Celly Entertainment? If I was still a hockey player, I definitely know I would want to. Starting off with the single A division, there's 2 tier championships. There was a tier 1 and tier 2. Tier 2 was the BC Selects taking on the Fraser Valley Knights, and honestly, the BC Selects came out there with a chip on their shoulder and they didn't look back, and yeah, they looked so good. They ended up winning the championship for tier 2. Moving on to the AA division, it was the Lumberjacks and the Whiteouts who battled through thick and thin to make it to the championship game, and that championship game was wild. The Lumberjacks ended up winning the championship game, although there was a little bit of a dispute at the end. I remember starting the third period, for whatever reason, the referees and the timekeepers only put 7 or 8 minutes on the clock, and this is the championship game in the third period. Now, I was not thrilled about that. Unfortunately, I'm on the other end of the ice filming, so I really have no say, and I know the parents weren't thrilled about that, but you know, you got to battle through adversity. It's like a bad call from a referee, for example. This was whatever reason that they had, they stuck with it, and I mean, the Lumberjacks ended up coming on top. Now, the U18 AAA division, obviously that's the one I'm most excited for because the hockey is so fast, it's almost academy style, and that is what I love to watch. The main event for me was the Fraser Valley Sturgeon versus the Dirty Cowboys, just because I personally know the coach of the Fraser Valley Sturgeon. I know some of those boys. It's basically a JPHL team. The Dirty Cowboys, it's a mix between minor hockey and CSSHL Academy players. So this was almost 2 Academy teams going at it, and it did not disappoint. The Sturgeon ended up doing their thing. Dirty Cowboys kept it close. It was a bit of a physical game, but at the end, I believe the Fraser Valley Sturgeon walked away with the victory. And yeah, it's one of those games you got to go on Celly Entertainment to watch because it lives up to the hype. For the championship game, the Fraser Valley Sturgeons made it, and the Legacy Marines, who I personally counted out because I didn't know their roster, but they proved me and everyone else wrong. They came with authority and made it all the way to the championship game. The big factor in the championship game was the goaltender for the Sturgeon, who was, I believe, a WHL draft pick or is a prospect. And the Legacy Marines had a couple secret weapons up their sleeves. They had a few key players that were just absolutely lights out. Honestly, at a point in this game, I thought the Legacy Marines were gonna win. They were up. They looked like they were hungry for the cup. But lo and behold, the Sturgeon ended up battling, fighting hard, and through adversity, won the U18 AAA championship game, and it is one to remember for life. Take a look at some of the highlights from the U18 division. With all that being said, it was an absolutely fantastic year. Thank you guys so much for joining. It was my favorite year. It's only year 2 that we've ever done this, and it's tripled in size since the first year, and I have a feeling it's going to do the same this upcoming year. We have registration already on the website. You can go to it, www.cellyspringclassic.com. Register your team without a deposit just to hold your spot. And I mean, the way it's looking, this is literally history in the making. We are writing history here at Celly Entertainment with all you guys who are joining. There is no one else in the world who is doing what we're doing. No one else is documenting it like we are. These are core memories for all your families. You can watch these videos as you grow up, throw it back like I do with my old skateboard videos when you're 40 years old, and hey guys, let's watch when I won the championship game. And the quality of it will still hold up to that day. Not like back in the day when I was filming on my VHS camcorder. The quality's in 4K, 60 frames. It's clear as day. That will never go away. And I mean, it's just something so special that we're building right now. And we couldn't do it without each and every one of your guys' help. So, you know, this is unity at its finest. And the hockey communities come together as one to create, I would say, the most special tournament in all of British Columbia. So again, thank you guys so much for being here with us. The sky's the limit, I feel like. We got tournaments planned for Ontario, collab tournaments, Celly Spring Classic Season 3 coming next year. I got a huge announcement, which will probably be dropped by the time this comes out, maybe, maybe not, so I'm not gonna say it. But I mean, we keep on moving forward. This hockey scene has taken over the passion that I used to have for skateboarding scene, and that's how I feel about hockey now, how I did feel about skateboarding back then. Hockey's life for me, and I mean, Celly Entertainment's for life.